For integration to truly happen, you have to have a nation that is based on a sense of belonging. We are all here together. We need to participate towards a national goal, a national project, whatever that is. We can figure that out. Sharing the same values and beliefs. Learning, honoring, and cherishing the history of the men that built everything that came before us. So saying John MacDonald was terrible because of everything we have, no, that's not going to blend in for a cohesive country or society. Embracing our culture, embracing our way of life. Sorry, leave the cricket bat at home. Go play some hockey. Sorry, leave the curry at home. Have a poutine. Right? When I played professional hockey in Sweden, I didn't rock up and say, all right, we're going to get rid of the meatballs here. No more Swedish meatballs. You know what I did? I had meatballs, and I loved them. And I love the pickled cucumbers and lingonberry sauce. It's fantastic. When I was playing in Norway, French fries with kebab on pizza? Sure, I'll eat that. I want to be a Norwegian. When I went down to the south and I was playing professional hockey in Mississippi, gumbo, you want a cream cheese dip? You want some brisket, mac and cheese, some smoked mac and cheese, brisket tacos? Done and done. I'm a southerner now. I come back to Canada? Okay, I'll have some poutine. I embrace the culture in which I'm in. I don't try to change it. Because guess what? There's good news. If you want to speak your language, you want to live that way, you want to dress that way, not a problem. There are daily departures out of Toronto Pearson going all over the world. And you can leave. I'll help you. If you need help with your bags, I will personally leave my busy schedule, my busy action-packed day, and I will come help you. I'd love nothing more than to help you. And finally, speaking a universal language is also another thing. English or French. I don't want to hear any other languages. I want you speaking English so I can communicate with you, and I know when you are or are not speaking about me, or French. Those are the two official languages. I don't want to hear anything else, and no, I don't want to hear you talking about it on speakerphone to your buddy on the bus or the SkyTrain or out in public, shouting on speakerphone. That is not the default setting. Put it up to your face. I don't want to hear it. When you don't have any parameters to enforce this type of stuff with the social cohesion or the integration, you just have a complete free-for-all, which is literally what we have in Canada. It is a smorgasbord. It is a melting pot of anything and everything that stands for absolutely nothing, and which is why we are in the middle of this never-ending nothingness of equality and just blank slate equalism with absolutely no justification for any of it. And go figure, who would have thought? I was a professional hockey goalie for 4 years of professional hockey, but I was a goalie for the most of my life. I took pucks off the head. I'm not the smartest guy out there, but even I can figure this out. When you dump in 40% of the population between 2016 and 2026 from the third world, you wonder why the culture becomes watered down. You wonder why Toronto looks like New Mumbai. You wonder why when you go to the local grocery store, it feels like you're in the middle of the airport in the international departures. Who would have thought? And I've covered this before. They make it seem like it was only the last 2 or 3 years that it's been pretty bad. They've averaged 1.4 million people coming into the country for the last 10 years. That's 14 million people in what was a population of 30 million. Let's pretend they're telling the truth, because I don't think they're telling the truth. If you use your eyes and you go to downtown Toronto, you go to downtown Winnipeg, and you look around Surrey, I think it's way more than 50%. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt and call it 20 to 30%, even 40%. You wonder why the country's fabric is completely falling apart. Well, what's the solution? I like solutions. I feel like we should have a solutions-based approach here. And if you are agreeing with the things that I'm saying, become a channel member. It is 99 cents. Support the content creation like this. Subscribe for more videos because I do new ones every other day. And again, put your money where your mouth is. Not a lot of people want to talk about this stuff. You want to support it, become a channel member. Very simple. So what is the solution? Solutions-based approach. Well, you need high-skilled people. They need to speak your language, which would be English and or French. They need to bring something in the form of an asset to the country. And no, 17 kids is not an asset. That is actually a liability. It's the opposite of an asset for those that don't know basic fundamental accounting. And you need to come from a place, culture, or region that blends into what we already have. There is a reason our confederating fathers said we want people from Northern Europe that are preferably Christian, that share the same values, same beliefs, they look like us, and they're going to integrate well. And they bring something of value, not their 17 kids and a tax burden to the system. It's almost like the same men that we have been indoctrinated as a country to believe were terrible, racist, and awful, that gave us everything that we have as we stand on their giant shoulders today. It's almost like they knew exactly what they were doing. I don't want to put my tinfoil hat on too early in this video, but it's almost like they knew exactly what they were doing. Well, if you're going to distract the population from that, and you're the powers that be, what would you do? Give them lots of distractions. Make them as soft and docile as possible. Legalize weed. Decriminalize hard drugs. Give them all the sports. Go open up the bars, open up the liquor stores at 5 a.m. to watch some bullshit sports game on the other side of the continent in the Olympics that you have no influence on because you're a fan. You're not in the game. You're just watching and consuming. Give them all the antidepressants. Give them all the SSRIs. Make sports gambling legal in every single province except for Quebec. And just let the free shit run wild. This would keep them docile. They will never rebel. And when Rome was absolutely collapsing, you know what the motto was? Give them bread and give them circuses. They'll never complain. They'll be as docile as they can possibly be. The reality is you need the entire country to be on board with this. Everybody has to be on board with this. And yes, I get it. There is a certain subsect of the population, a swath of the population that says, yes, I want to conserve Canada and I want to protect it. But the reality is, the other half, those other half that are still wearing COVID masks in their car, like the scamdemic is still happening, that are on their 23rd booster injection, that are going down in downtown Winnipeg and -30 to go protest ICE. When ICE isn't even here, those are the people you have to convince to come on board. These people are so mentally ill and so mentally sick, they will never come around to even hearing any of these ideas, despite the logic and the reason you give to them. They have been so programmed and slave-minded. Inflation is good. I like being taxed. I love being driven in the third world. I want to be replaced. It's like these people, all you people are just begging to be replaced.